everybody, Cindy here from The Resilient Entrepreneur. I'm talking to you today about how to be resilient. And it is also the fifth pillar of my Nature Reins OT method. And geez, if you don't get up, I don't know what happens. But anyway, that is the key to resilience, is continuing. But how do you do that? And I'm standing under my favorite oak tree today, which has a meaning that you'll see at the very end. So how do you become resilient? How do you keep getting back up after life knocks you down 500 times? And it does. Anyway, I would say the first thing is to do something. Don't get stuck in analysis paralysis or overthinking. You've got to continue to do something. And as my dad says, do something, even if it's wrong, because then you know what not to do the next time. And with that, you have to learn. Take all of these lessons and learn from them. So you have to learn what works, what doesn't work. It's trial and error. You've also got to find your purpose. When you find your purpose and your passion, you won't want to quit, no matter how many times life knocks you down. And sometimes it's hard to get back up. And sometimes you just got to pull yourself back up by the bootstraps and keep going. And after you find your purpose, you got to find consistencies. You got to find that way to do something to keep you moving, even if it's little tiny wins that you get. And with that, the last thing that you got to find is celebration. You got to celebrate those small tiny wins. If you don't, why are you doing what you do? Anyway, in farming, there's a lot of things that happen, and I'm going to share with you a lot of different things too, and have some downloads that you can download and save and look at to help you become resilient. But I have something to share with you. This is one of my baby oak trees from this particular oak tree. So this is why I do what I do, and I've got to share with you. Look at those beautiful leaves. They are perfectly and wonderfully made. And it's cold out here, so they're not used to being this cold. I've got to share this with you. So I decided, according to my dad, plant the acorns. So I plant the acorns. Never tried to plant a tree in my life. And decided I would see what would happen. So they popped up, and apparently they are supposed to be dormant right now. This is not dormant. So I'm learning. I shouldn't have growth yet. So, and what am I going to do about that? I'm going to actually repot them into something, put them in the high tunnel and cover them over. So I'm learning that. But I'm also celebrating the win, because it was really cool to have them pop out of an acorn that I picked up off the ground under this beauty of an oak tree. So I'm going to celebrate that and hang on to that and know that I can do things and not get stuck in that analysis paralysis. That is a bad place to be. Even with the horses and even with growing, I can think about things forever and a day, but that doesn't get anything done. So even if these wouldn't have sprouted, I tried, but they did. And now they should be dormant, and I've got to figure out what to do with that. So they are going to go into my high tunnel, and I probably am going to do a little Facebook Live or a YouTube on that as well, to show you what to do in case you're sprouting and you're not supposed to be. Anyway, with that, I encourage you to find resilience, be resilient, because if you fall down or get knocked down, if you're looking up, you can get up. Anyway, I'm here to tell you, if I can do it, you can do it. And being in business, being an entrepreneur, is not easy. It's hard. Every day there are challenges. Every day I've got to kick myself in the rear end, pull myself up by my bootstraps and say, I'm doing it. So with that, it's so glad to have you here. I hope you subscribe to my channel, and we are doing that as well. Thanks so much. See you later. Bye.